Shalom is brother Dabia from GMS Detroit. I'd like to say all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Crocodiles, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. With that being said, we want to get into this thing that happened last week. I think it was a week or two ago with the female Latino Northern Kingdom woman. You know, she went on her racist tirade about about Jake. The so-called Negroes, so-called black people, and she went on and said all the racist things she said and whatnot. But we know this to be the character of the Mexicans anyway. They are raised from birth to actually, go against black people to survive in America. This is what they are learned. This is what they learn from their parents, and they also their grandparents. Their grandparents taught it to their children. So now they're being taught from for their parents. If you want to survive in a white man's world, then you gotta jump on the hate the nigga bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. They jump on and never mind all the culture and things that they steal from Jake and want to be a part of. How they will what I'm saying, from rap to break dancing and all that other stuff, how they will like to come in and, be a part of that. Never mind all that. We just borrow from you. But then at the end of the day, we go home and hate your ass, just so we can survive in this country, and it's just, just really actually the curses, but nevertheless, it's kind of deeper. It goes real deep, it's all throughout the, I can say, you got to get into the scriptures, and we'll cover a couple of scriptures that kind of like pinpoint the split between the northern and southern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The northern being like the more, because they was under the captivity of Esau Edom and them, and Esau Edom, through rape and robbery, they became, a lot of them became light-skinned. A lot of them became light, and also a lot of them carried that seed of Edom too. Also, a lot of those so-called Mexicans are actually Edomites. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I never seen so many. I never seen a white man wear more fucking cowboy hats than a damn Mexican man. You know what I'm saying? And I've been to Arizona where I see these so-called Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? They look like fucking cowboys, tight jeans, cowboy boots on, cowboy hats. You know what I'm saying? More than you see the damn Edomite. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they do, man. So let's look at this video, and then we'll hit it with a couple of scripts.
A video that showed a woman using racial slurs to describe black people. At one point, she's heard making threats about abusing her power to arrest people because of the color of their skin. Houston police originally said that Gonzalez had been relieved of duty pending an investigation by Internal Affairs. But some of our viewers wanted to know why she wasn't fired. HPD released this statement within the last hour. Chief Noe Diaz says the behavior by Gonzalez was, quote, abhorrent, disgusting, and entirely unacceptable, with no place in law enforcement or our community. According to HPD, Gonzalez had been with the force since January of 2024. I told you earlier this week about a video that showed a woman.
Hey, like I say, man, that's how the Mexicans survive. And even in the prison system, you got the Mexicans teaming up with the Edomites. They don't team up with the blacks, so-called blacks. They team up with Edom. You know what I'm saying? And a good movie to watch is Blood In, Blood Out. That's a good movie, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of explains a lot, you know what I'm saying, how that prison system was ran, and how those trustees, how they manipulate the gangs and stuff in there, and manipulate the prisoners, especially the Mexicans and the so-called Negroes, how they manipulate them and shit, even like giving them their food. It's just one scene in there where he gave the black guy a little ass pork chop. No, he gave the Mexican guy a little ass pork chop, and the Mexican went off. And then, it's a long ass movie, but it's a good watch. Blood In, Blood Out. But nevertheless, so we want to hit it with a couple of scripts, man. And first, we want to kind of explain. I want to get into explaining the where the split becomes between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And like I say, if you just hearing this for the first time, the southern kingdom of Israel, Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, and they were the darker tribes. We got Judah, American Negro. Let's just put a chart up. American Negro, Levi. We got the Haitians, and we got Benjamin, so-called Jamaicans and whatnot. And but let's get the 12 tribe so you can take a look at it real quick if you know just seeing this for the first time. Mm. Well, we could put up the two kingdoms of Israel. We see if they show us a chart of the people. Rehoboam and Jeroboam. So these are the two kings, and these two kings split. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to have the names of the tribes under okay, let's see if this depicts it right here. I want to see if it have the names of the tribes under it. So nevertheless, let's get to the lesson. We'll get to the lesson. That's for you to go find out yourself if you want to do more little research yourself. But these will be the two kings. Rehoboam would be the king of Judah, and Jeroboam could be the king of Israel, the northern kingdom and whatnot. And there was a split. It was a split, and you have to go into First Kings to read about that. And so that's what we'll take a look at right now. And if I have time, I might search the picture out again. I just want to get to the lesson. Um, and we'll read from First Kings. Hold on, First Kings 12. Let me see. Okay, we start right here. It says, and Rehoboam, which was the king of, well, he was the northern kingdom. He was promised the northern kingdom. After King Solomon died, he was promised the northern kingdom. I mean, he was promised the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But except Judah, you know. And so nevertheless, it says, and Rehoboam went to Shechem for Israel, where come to Shechem to make him king. It says, and it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt. And so that they sent, this is verse 3, that they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou this grievous service of thy father. It says, no, excuse me, therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam counseled with the older men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, How do ye advise that I may answer this people? It said in verse 7, it says, And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servant forever. It says, verse 8, But he forsook the counsel of the old man which they had given him, and consulted with the young, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. So yeah, he forsook the old man. So he went to his homeboys, you know, like, what y'all think? You know what I'm saying? That's how Jake do. You know, he don't listen to the elders. He just goes, go around his yes man and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then especially if he the king and shit, he probably just, all laid out and shit, with all this gold and shit, chilling and shit, and got his yes man around, just say the rapper and all his yes man, and you know what I'm saying? So nevertheless, you can just vision it, you know what I'm saying? It says, and he said unto them, what counsel give ye that ye may answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? And the young man that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto this people, and speak, thus shall speak unto this people that speak unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shall thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. It says, and now whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father have chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. It says, so Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly, and he forsook the old man's counsel that they gave him. It says, and spake to them after the counsel of the young man, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. It says, therefore the kings hearkened, wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his sayings, which the Lord spake by Ahijah, the Shilonite, unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. It says, this is verse 16, it says, so when all of Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thy own hands. David, so Israel departed unto their tents. It says, but as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the city of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. It says, and the king and King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all of Israel stoned him with stones that he died. Therefore, King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. So yeah, they rebelled. He set up King Rehoboam set up this guy Adoram, and he was stoned to death by the Israelites, by Israel. He was stoned to death by the northern king. They stoned him like, we don't want him. You know what I'm saying? And they stoned him and whatnot. So this set up the split between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? Because to that point they was under Rehoboam. You know what I'm saying? And so this set up the split, and then this split carries on to this day. You know what I'm saying? Between the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, and the northern kingdom went into captivity, and then also, was actually under the oppression of Edom too, and Edom also, into this day they still carry that. Let's say how I would say it, they still carry that those customs of Edom and whatnot, as far as the Caesar Borgia, the Catholic and Christian church and whatnot, and all the witchcraft and whatnot, and all those false idols that they worship and whatnot. They still carry that to this day, and they hold title onto that stuff. You can't tell them nothing. They really believe in that. They really love and trust in those idols and whatnot. And I guess it's because but they see theyself in that white Jesus. You know what I'm saying? When they see that long hair and all that shit, they see theyself in that, and this is just a part of Esau's witchcraft and his illusion that he then placed on them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so be it. But it is what it is, man. As the scriptures say, though they join hand in hand, let's grab that script. This is Proverbs 11 and 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So yeah, even though they join hand with the wicked, hey man, hey, the wicked gonna be destroyed totally. They're gonna be put in captivity and be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, and shit, right now, hey, Issachar, you got a choice. You know, you can either be destroyed with them or you can come home. You know what I'm saying? You can come home, you know what I'm saying, and get a part of this and be a part of this truth, this great truth. And you know, it's a few Issacharites in the camps and whatnot, you know, in GMS and even these other camps and whatnot. You see a few Issacharites, you know, trying to talk to their people, you know what I'm saying? But they got a hell of a job, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, I see only a few of them, you know what I'm saying? And, but you know, at least we got those brothers out here doing the work, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, you know, and if it's meant for Issachar to turn around, the ones that are of the elect, they will receive the message and they will come into this thing, you know what I'm saying? And nothing's going to stop them, like nothing stopped us from grabbing a hold of the plow and coming into this truth and doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, you know. But nevertheless, yeah, you know, hey man, they enemy going to be, although they join hand in hand, hey man, they enemy going to be destroyed. And they ain't going to have that hand to hold no more. So they better hold on to the hand of the Lord while the hand of the Lord is extended right now. And so I want to bring out this other scripture. And it's Ezekiel. Because all Esau want to do is use their ass up like a damn, you know, a piece of toilet paper, man. Wipe their ass with them and throw them and flush them down the toilet, man. That's all Esau got for him. That's all he do to him. He use them. Like it was an Edomite woman explaining, like, you will never be us. No matter how hard you try. No matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, we hate y'all. You know what I'm saying? You not of us. And that's just that hatred that's just that hatred that Esau had, man. You know what I'm saying? He has hatred for all the Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? Going all the way back to the birthright, man. So nevertheless, even when they was, shit, going back even to Cain and Abel, you know what I'm saying? The hatred that Cain had for, Abel to slay him, you know, because he threw up that half-ass sacrifice, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a half-ass offering. So this is Ezekiel 35 and verse 5, and it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had no end. So yeah, it says, therefore, as I live, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Said thou, since sit thou has not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So nevertheless, dealing with this first part, Esau have a perpetual hatred for you, meaning that if you look at that word, it means, everlasting. Let's look it up in the blue letter to see if we have time. Yeah, I got a little time. So we go to the blue letter. And we go to Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Okay, 5, here we go. And let's go to the perpetual. And it says,
Strong's H5769. Olam.
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 Okay, it's Olam in Hebrew. Okay, it says long duration, antiquity, futurity. That's how you say it. Because it forever, ever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient world, ancient time, long time, time of past. It says a future. It says forever, always, continuous, exist, perpetual, everlasting, indefinite, or unending future eternity. So this is the hatred that Esau has for you, fucking for eternity, never ending, man. This is the hatred that he had for y'all as Northern Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And see, you cool with being Mexican. You know, you cool with being Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Because being the Mexican, it allows you to overlook that fact. You know what I'm saying? But Issachar can't overlook that fact that this motherfucker have a perpetual hate for the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? But a Mexican can. You know, a wetback can. So nevertheless, you better grab this hand while it's extended for your ass to be destroyed. You know, along with your oppressor. So I think I covered the bases. I want to, let me see. Oh, I also want to get the fact through the scriptures where it shows that they had to, you know, he had that jealousy. That's Isaiah 13 and 11. Well, 11 and 13. And it reads, it says, the envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. So yeah, that says it right there. The envy that the Ephraim had for, they envy Judah. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand that if you go further back in that story, when he was handed the what's the name, when he was handed when King Solomon died, Rehoboam stayed there, you know, and he left. You know, Rehoboam stayed there, and Jeroboam left and whatnot. And Jeroboam was worried about, you know, if he was to take, you know, he was worried about if he was to take the take the Northern Kingdom to go worship, you know, that he was more worried about them, and I can grab that too. He was worried that if, you know, they would you know, turn their back on him if he had taken them back to the to Jerusalem to do their sacrifices. So then he just got more wax wickeder and made his own idols to sacrifice. You know, when he went off. I don't say kind of. He went very off by doing that. So here you go, right here. And this is 2 Kings 12 verse 27. It says, if this people, I read 26. It said, Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. He said, if this people go up to do sacrifices in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again into their Lord. It says, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah. So he was worried about that. You know what I'm saying? It says, and they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. So this when he went off, it says, whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he set one in Bethel and the other in Dan. So he made these golden calves. He made some idols and stuff for them to worship. And then he started, if I'm not, you know, he didn't, you know, because the Levitical priest, the Levi was, you know, at Jerusalem at the time, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't have the Levitical priest to even give up sacrifices or nothing. So he created his own, you know what I'm saying? He just went totally off, man, you know what I'm saying? So nevertheless, but yeah, just wanted to explain that part. So I hope I covered all the bases, and you was enlightened. And let me see, looking through my notes. Yeah, okay. And we can go to, let me see if I can go. Yeah, we'll wrap it up right there. I would like to say, I hope you was edified with the lesson. I would like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Crocodiles, double honors to the elders, apostles, GMS, who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.